Back to the verse. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting video to make. Why can't I make? There we go. Going to be a very interesting video because I'm going to be dealing with and participating in this year's Vara mask contest. So I'm recording this about 2 weeks before Vara, and I just thought I would start recording now. Now, full disclosure, I had no desire to doing two things at once here. No desire to really take part in the event, and the reason why is because, as you can see, I already have a lot of bears here. I'm going to get to that in a moment. I'm just going to put this away right now because I'm wearing a helmet. No desire to take part in the event, and yet, as you just saw, I have a lot of helmets, and this is going to be a topic really about why you shouldn't even bother. Although, if you already have the helmets, or if you really want to try for the Vanduul helmet, by all means, ooh, awesome. By all means, go ahead and give it a go, but just be aware that you're not going to get the helmets you want. And that might be wrong, but more than likely it's correct. And this is the issue on Spectrum. This whole event has been very divisive on Spectrum. A lot of people are just complaining about what's happened, and then at the same time a lot of people saying either quit whining about something free, or you know, just try to do it, just try to get the helmets, or that they found them in an hour and it's easy. Now, I would say of all the people that said they got it in an hour or 2 hours or a day and it's really easy to do, just go out and do it, 95% of those people, honestly, I don't think they're telling the truth. I think they're lying. I don't think that's the case at all. However, maybe 5% of those people did get lucky and got them, or maybe those are the only people that are really posting about it. But the issue has been just the event. So I'm going to talk a bit about the event, and I'm going to do two things. I'm going to try playing the event how I think it should be played, and I'll explain what that is, and then I'm going to try a different way. And we're just going to see what kind of progress we can make now. So to explain the helmet, if we look here, one of the reasons I wasn't going to try it is that I do have the Vanduul helmet. Where's the Vanduul helmet? Where is it? Somewhere here. Where is it? What is the one people are going? This one! People are going for this helmet. People are trying to get this helmet. Now, the reason I have this helmet is because I got it during last year's event. And so this is why I wasn't really going to take part in it, because I already have a Vanduul helmet. I don't need two. I can't wear two at the same time. I've never noticed that seam along the helmet. Is that always been there? See that? There's like a seam from the top running down the sides. Interesting. I don't remember that. Anyways, I've had this helmet from last year. Now, to kind of explain this helmet, why can't I take that helmet off? Can I put a new helmet on? There we go. The first year, about 3 years ago, there was the Vara event, and there was kill 50 people in a Gladius or a Glaive, I think it was, and you would get the Vanduul helmet. And I tried to play that the way it should be played, where actually combat and see if you can fight people, but it just turned into a conga line where people were just on chat. It was very easy to get the helmet. If you wanted to get the helmet, all you needed to do is just go on chat, and there were people taking turns killing each other and respawning and killing each other. Very easy to get the 50, and I didn't see the point. I didn't really care. The helmet's the helmet. It's not a big deal, and I think that's how you should approach most things. Like I say many times, you don't need to get all the newest concept ships. You don't need to get all the ships you want. You can play this game with just the minimum, and so a lot of things CIG gives away. This helmet is just one of those things. I do kind of understand the people that like to get everything, or try to collect everything, or want to get all the Spectrum badges, or who suffer from fear of missing out. And honestly, a lot of the things that CIG does as a business, which is what most businesses do, is kind of prey on the fear of missing out in order to make money. The lightning, which I'll mention in a bit, kind of is part of that. So I didn't want the Vandal helmet because it was kind of a joke. Very few people that got the Vandal helmet, I feel, got it legitimately because it was basically just killing each other, taking turns, just sitting there, let someone shoot you, and then you shoot them. And that's what Spectrum was for the event. There was another helmet at the time, which was the Hill Horror helmet. So the Hill Horror helmet, you actually had to navigate to Bennyhenge, and at Bennyhenge, set foot on it, and then it would be attributed to you after the event. I still don't understand why CAG can't give you a notification when you've completed something and met a requirement for that. But at the time, you still weren't sure if you got it until it was attributed to your account. But that was the Hill Horror helmet. Next year, CAG took those two events away. You no longer had to find a hidden location. You no longer had to do any combat. And all it was just opening boxes and get the helmets. There was some Parasite helmets and the Hill Horror and the Hill Horror Reborn, which is there's like the red and green light accents. One's a little bit darker, one's a little more brown of those two Hill Horror helmets. Those two were available. Getting the Parasite helmets were not attributed to your account. That's kind of weird how that window still isn't fixed. So I did find a Vandal helmet last year because that at least I was doing things and finding the helmets, and overall finding the helmets wasn't that hard. This year they changed things. Now it wasn't clear at the beginning what helmets you would get, but it appears now that you're going to get the 9 helmets if you find all 9 helmets. You'll get the 2 Hill Horror helmets, the Vandal mask, and the Bear helmets. I don't know if you already have one, like I already have a Vandal mask. Would I even get one again anyways? I'm not sure if that's the case, because I don't know if they really want duplicates. I do have the account that I make most of my videos on, and on that one, I guess I could try to get some helmets, but honestly, I'm not a fan of the Bear helmets. So this year was a little bit different, and I'm going to explain. This is why I have all these bear heads, but I just want to get off the tram first before I start explaining that. Okay, so standing here, let's take a look. I will put a total up here on the screen, kind of explaining the helmets. But if you look here, I have a number of the Bear helmets. I do have Vandal helmet from last year. I do have a Hill Horror and a Hill Horror Reborn helmet. These helmets were from the beginning of the month. All the ones that I found, not all these helmets, but all the Vara helmets, including a couple cool ones like the there's like one that I think is normally their Christmas one. It's like a kind of a deer antler helmet. These all I picked up just playing the game at the beginning of the event. So the helmet spawn, I would say, actually was a little bit high. And a lot of people are complaining that it was nerfed and it was brought down, but I think it was really high to begin with. I was finding a helmet once every maybe 20 to 40 chests, and that seemed high to me. Even if there's only a 1% chance of finding a Vandal helmet, although I think the chance might actually be even smaller, that still seemed pretty high. You could actually get a lot of mass, because just like everyone conga lining to cheese the system in order to get helmets, people were also just server logging, searching, the same place over and over and over again, where I would like the event to be more about, playing the game. And that's the issue with this game, and that's the issue, and this is why I don't think people should be searching box after box after box to get a helmet, is because really the metrics, if CAG looks at this and goes, people were online more than ever, people were opening boxes more than ever, this event was a success. It was not a success. It's a grind for people that really have a compulsion to get everything and have maybe put in, dozens of hours, and by now they're just hoping to get what they want before the end of the event, and they can't stop because they've already invested too much time. And for those people that in about a week when this event ends, because they did extend it, I think it's going to be bad, because I think they're still not going to get what they wanted, and they will have invested even so much more time. And if you're trying to disenfranchise people as opposed to making a community event, this is the way to do it. So, success, good job. There's so many other ways you could have done this, and it could have been so much better. So, just off the top of my head, I don't know how long they spent thinking, well, let's just redo opening boxes. Why not have finding somewhere else, finding a new location that no one goes to and getting them to explore it? Why not have a mission that you have to complete, and that mission has a percentage to offer one of the helmets? Whether it's something that's not necessarily not necessarily combat related. Delivery missions. Why not have reaching a certain rank in race and getting more people to race? Because I have just recently started racing and it's very fun, but I don't see anyone racing. Why not have it as part of the Vanduul, Swarm, and Arena Commander, since you've just revamped Arena Commander? There's so many other ways you could have done than open the boxes. But like I said, in regular play before the F8C event, I was finding masks, lots of masks, and yet as soon as they had the F8C event, things got broken, and it took them the longest time. Well, this is why I love standing here. What is this? Looks like a Avenger coming in for a landing. Let's watch him while I talk. There we go. That'll be a good view. He's way up there. As soon as that event happened, and on that event it was described as your chance to find a golden ticket, a rare hidden around the verse golden ticket. Not really rare if I was finding so many, and that's where all those masks came from before. Some of those I found still doing the golden tickets. Nice landing, good job. So a rare golden ticket, I probably found over 100 of those tickets, which I gave away to other people in the event to try out. But I mean, it's amazing that they can quite easily find something rare when it's making CIG able to win, or not win, but earn lots of money by selling ships that I still think was kind of a mistake to release based on the decision. The decision is this, like, people want this because it's cool, why should we hold it back? I've always liked the idea of that ship being something that you earn as a civilian who was in the military, and I can see why it'd be better tied to Squadron 42. Now, a lot of people absolutely would disagree with me on that. If you do disagree with me on that, the best way is hit that like button and subscribe, and that'll tell me that you disagreed. So go on, do that right now. That'd be really happy. If you need to send any angry messages, you can send them to me directly. Just send them to Salty Mike, and he'll get them and forward them on to me, I'm sure. Do that. That'd be funny if that actually happened. Yeah, so I'm going to do this event. It's now, like I said, about 2 weeks before Vara. I am going to, I'm going to try playing the game as it should be played. And so what that means is I'm not going to server hop in one location, just loot, loot, loot. I'm going to take a bunch of missions. I'm going to go through those missions, and I'm going to see how long it takes me to find a mask now. Because when they fixed it, they said that the rates were improved or better because masks weren't showing up. I don't see a difference in the number of masks before the golden ticket event and during, like after, I should say, and now. When people complain about how it's taking long, it's hard, they're trying to find the Vanduul mask, the only response I've seen from CIG said, just to let you know, the Vanduul mask being rare was intentional, sorry about that, hopefully you find it. No response to the fact that the number of masks seemed to be a lot less than it was before in general, and that was the question I think a lot of people were answering that was never answered here, or asking, I should say, and it was never answered here. It's kind of like when they used to have the package, you know, when you can find the envelopes and stuff here. A cool event gets people doing things. They all gather those packages, and then they're selling them, but some people are holding them to sell them all at once, and they halved the value of the packages halfway through the event because they thought, well, it's too high, we've made a mistake. At least they said, we have them because we think we made a mistake and the rate was too much. I think it's a bad plan since it really doesn't matter anyways. But I can understand because, you know, people can buy these in the store. So if you really want them, they want you to go buy them. But people can't buy the Spectrum ticket, and I think that's what they're going for. So that's it. I mean, this has been a long enough rant, about 13 minutes. I'm really going to jump ahead. You're not going to see me searching. I'm just going to kind of show you the end of this video and how I made out. After I do that, if I really didn't do well or didn't seem to be that improved, maybe I'll try server hopping and show you what that's like as well. But I'm going to try to keep this whole video under about 20 minutes. So that's it. We are going to go start now, take a little bit of a mission, and see if we can't get some things done while we do a delivery. So it has been a number of days and we are back. Sorry about the beginning of this. It wasn't until after I started editing the first part that I realized how long I actually spent talking, about 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to keep this quick. I also thought maybe I would do a quick edit of all the boxes I opened during my time and put them all in kind of a slideshow. But you're only going to get a small part of that because it took way too long. It was too much work to go through all that footage. But we do have some interesting results. Now, if you recall, I said that the original mask I found was just through casual play at the beginning of the event. And honestly, I got quite a few masks for really not playing. I mean, we're looking at about a week's worth of play, maybe a couple hours a day, and I managed to find a bunch of masks. And I wasn't searching for them. I wasn't opening box after box after box after box. But I thought I would try two things. The first thing I did was just kind of play the game as it was meant to be played, but at the same time traveling around and opening boxes as much as possible. So I wasn't server hopping. The only time I really server hopped was if I ended at a location like a point of interest and I was done for the day. I'd bed log there. When I came back, I'd get out of my bed, search all the crates, continue going. But I wasn't going from server to server to server. And I thought I'd see how much I could do just playing the way we like to play. And so that was 9 days of solid playing, 4 to 6 hours each play session. And I have my totals here. Also put up on the screen all the locations I visited when I was trying to do this. 426 gray boxes, 32 gun crates, and 173 red boxes. So that's a total of 631 boxes. Oh, I also went to Klesher because I heard that they were in the backpacks there. I did stab and kill 40 NPCs, really racking up my time in Klesher there. And out of that, I managed to get one bear, a pink bear. So the total that I found with 671, including Klesher, was 4 bears, 3 of them pink, 1 of them green, and 1, what's it called? I want to say Hunter's Hollow. I know that's not right. Hill Whore. I know it was 2 H's. 1 Hill Whore, 4 bears, 3 pink, and 1 green. That is the total that I found after 4 to 6 hours a day for 9 days straight. Playing the game, in my opinion, how it should be played, which makes this pretty hard. That's about 1 mask every 134 crates, which isn't crazy, but also considering, let's say, I don't actually know the spawn rate of the Vanduul mask, which is what everyone wants, but if that's only 1%, that means we're looking at like 1,300 boxes minimum to maybe get one. So after that, I thought I would try the server hopping. So instead of spending 4 to 6 hours a day for 9 days, I spent about 3 to 4 hours for a couple days. It turns out I played about 7 hours. In that time, I managed to open 392 crates. So that, actually, funny enough, if you look at the spawn rate for playing normally, it's about 1 in every 134. This one, the spawn rate for getting a mask was about 1 in every 130. So pretty much exact, pretty definitive that that seems to be the spawn rate for me, is out of 130 boxes I opened, I was getting 1. So 53 boxes an hour opening doing this way. I found going to like Gillette Farms was a good place for me. There wasn't a lot of people there, and I'd be able to get out, search all those boxes, get back in. I also tried another location. I think it was Stanhope, and did the same thing. In that time, I found 1 Hill Whore, the same one I already had, and 2 bear helmets, a green one and an orange one. So I have like 3 colors now. And so that is it. Like, this is why I'm saying maybe if you haven't got them yet, don't keep grinding. Unless, like, you've put so much time into it now, you can't really give up. But just be prepared to be disappointed. This is not a good event. Really, no way for CIG to really fix this. It's not really fixable. It's too little too late. We only have, I think, a week left before it's done. If you haven't found it by now, you might get lucky. But there's a good chance you're just not going to find the mask you want. There's no way to fix this. I mean, CIG can admit fault, but it's a little bit too late. That should have been done right around the Golden Ticket event, because it's obvious the spawn rate for the masks themselves is what's the issue, not the spawn rate for the Vanduul. But they've never really understood that issue. They always just said it's not. It's like the Vanduul is supposed to be rare. That's why it's hard to find. It's supposed to be rare. But the amount of boxes that you were finding at the beginning versus now is 100% different, and that is unequivocal. They could try fixing the rate. Again, it's a little bit too late for fixing that, because that's going to basically negate the extra time that others have spent really grinding for this, for the lucky few that managed to find a mask. This should not be done, because it's really not going to benefit. It's going to make a lot of people upset regardless. Fixing the rate by now, too little too late. I don't know. They could increase the Vara rate, but I doubt that's going to happen. They've already said they want it rare, so why even mention that? Those are not fixable, but they're really not bad ideas. The really bad ideas are, one, if they gave masks to people just saying we made a mistake, I'm 100% against this. It's a horrible idea because it's really kind of a slap in the face to any player who's did a lot of work on this and really tried and worked for weeks and weeks and weeks and hours a day. Giving a mask is just going to alienate those people. Even worse than this would be adding the mask to the store. Honestly, I can see this happening. Maybe if not this year, next year, I can see them going, well, everyone wanted the mask. We're going to bring the mask. This will be just kind of like what they did with the FHC. Again, making the subscriber flare, something like that, be a horrible idea. That would basically just be a way to kind of grab for money by making something that everyone really wanted, something that you have to pay for. Sorry about that. So, really, I can imagine this happening next year, but I'm very much against it. And I really hope they don't make these masks giftable. That would be bad, in my opinion. Because if you make these masks giftable, so at least someone who has one and doesn't want it can give it to someone else, all that's going to do is it's going to make the mask be sold. And I could just imagine now how much something like a Vanduul mask would go in the gray market. So hopefully they don't do that. These are all horrible ideas. Some good ideas is make the mask at least meltable. So I did this. The only reason I took part in this is just to kind of see what this was like for people that were trying to get these masks. And honestly, I think these bear masks, for me personally, really stupid. I don't really want them. I'm not going to use them. But they're going to be now cluttering up my place. So if I could at least melt them to get rid of them, as long as you're understanding that as soon as you melt something, it's gone, I'd be okay with that. I always think the idea is anything CIG gives you, you should be able to melt it if you can't gift it away. So at least you can get rid of it if you don't want it. There are some screenshots and wallpaper. Some people are really annoyed that they still have. I guess you could put in a ticket, but just make it meltable. That'd be good. Maybe just make better events in the future. Like, why call this an event? It was an event. The biggest improvement I could see, and this is what I think CIG could do, and I think it would be a great idea if they did. The Spectrum badge is something that people want. The Spectrum badge is what people have been working for. With the fact that they've made a pretty much impossible Spectrum badge to earn. You can't earn it. You can definitely luck out. You can definitely win it by a lottery. But you cannot earn this Spectrum badge. You could put in every hour of every day and still not earn this badge. But someone can just randomly, luckily get it. Make it a little bit more attainable. Why not have a Spectrum badge for finding all the bears and the Vara masks? The Vanduul mask, make a separate one for that. I think that would be the only thing CIG could do right now to kind of repair this. But that's it. Yeah, I did this so that you didn't have to. And I know that's kind of a moot point because people who are looking at this have probably been working on this for the whole time, probably hoping that they can find them. If you haven't started yet, I say don't bother. Don't worry about it. And if you have, really think about whether this is worth the time for you and be prepared to be disappointed when it's all over, because honestly, that's more likely going to be the case. So, not a really positive video, but you know, a video nonetheless, and it hopefully kind of showed you what's the big issue that people are having with this event. So until next time, when we'll have some actual gameplay footage, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Please take the time to like and subscribe and help out this channel, and I'll be able to host more giveaways like I have done in the future, and hopefully the next event is going to be an awesome one. Until then, goodbye everybody. As a little aside here, I know I just said thank you for watching, and this video is ending, but I thought I would just kind of put in one more addition here. This pretty much wipes me out. I don't understand the grinding aspect when people say, do this mission, you should just do bunkers, only do bounties, only do this, only take the cargo that is in the salvage operations, that's the best money, only do this, only do that. I never understood that because my style of gameplay is to enjoy the game and play the game, and doing something like this grind is absolutely the farthest I could get from what I like about Star Citizen or any other game for that matter. I enjoy progressing and doing something different, and so this just wiped me out. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to be taking a break from Star Citizen. Not for very long, but it is Friday. I just got off work, and that's when I'm recording this last little bit here. And I think I'm not going to be playing in the verse this weekend. I might change my mind, but as it stands right now, I just got Project Zomboid. I've been looking at that for a while, and it was on sale, so I'm going to play something maybe a little bit different, try that out. Maybe get back into some more Space Engineers since I just posted that other video. But really, work-life balance. This was work. This wasn't games. This wasn't playing. this was just solid work for the last few weeks. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it easy. Thank you again so much for watching. Hopefully you found this video informative and you enjoyed it. Please give me a like. Please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this event. Goodbye, everybody.